here's the content. We're going to go over a little over about me, Unlock Protocol overview. I know Stella told me she had a presentation previously about Unlock Protocol, so we're not really going into details, but just a little refresher and maybe a different point of view about the protocols. So then we're going to touch on some use cases, and I'm going to provide some links to some projects that's been built with Unlock so you can have some inspiration and you can go see what others are doing. So the Unlock Protocol has a showcase for people that's working with Unlock Protocol and some projects that are built on Unlock. And I also added a few of some of the things that I've been building with the protocol so you can have different ideas of ways that you can use the protocol. And then we're going to have a hands-on session where we just jump into building out something with the protocol so you can actually see the way it's done. And that hopefully will be able to help you go on to build out your projects. And finally, we're going to have the questions and answer session. So if you're confused about anything or you have some comments, ideas, or whatever, that will be the time for you to look, ask your questions. So without further ado, let's get right into it. But before
Es-
I do, I just want to double check that you guys
yeah,
can hear me.
yes, we can hear you. Let me quickly repeat what you said, okay?
Perfect.
In Spanish. ¿Ya? Dani dice hola, y eso es el contenido que vamos a pasar hoy día en la sesión. Un poco sobre Dani como desarrollador, un poco también sobre el protocolo, no como ayer, porque su vista o su perspectiva es una vista diferente como desarrollador. Vamos a ver algunos casos de uso, yo creo que son diferentes que nos vimos ayer, y los showcases. Y bueno, después vamos a empezar una
No
sesión
agarres, ¿ah? Porque
directamente.
tiene enfermedad, no te
Hola,
agarres.
hola, ¿puede?
No, no, no. I'm going to, yeah,
Ah,
mute.
oh, bueno, ok. Y después vamos a ver cómo trabajar directamente con el protocolo. Em, ah, y bueno, después hay espacio para las preguntas abiertas cuando ya tienes. Y ok, vamos a empezar. Dani, you can go to the next part and talk a little bit about you.
All right, perfect. Thank you, Stella. And you're going to be my partner for the day. How exciting. So, a little bit about me. My name is Danny Toms. I'm a builder and community organizer. I'm passionate about helping new developers find their footing in Web3. So I'm the technology and innovation steward at Unlock Protocol DAO, and I'm the founder of P2E Inferno and ETH Rwanda. And these are both initiatives that's focused on hands-on learning through workshops, bounties, hackathons, and gamified education. So I try to simplify complex blockchain concepts and show people how to turn ideas into real projects. So whether you're vibe coding or, trying to explore your first smart contract, my goal is to help make your learning journey practical, fun, and rewarding. So, do I move on or you want to talk about that?
Yeah, maybe a little bit, no? Wait, go back. I need the slide for help.
All right.
Ok, entonces Dani dice hola, ¿no? Su nombre es Dani Toms, es un desarrollador y un organizador de las comunidades, muy apasionada para ayudar a los desarrolladores nuevos en Web3, entonces el espacio es súper correcto para Dani. Y es un steward en Unlock Protocol, es steward para la tecnología y la innovación. Es el fundador de P2E Inferno y también creo que un cofundador de East Rwanda. Y su enfoque es mucho en, bueno, en las cosas que puedes aprender directamente, ¿no? Entonces, tienes una idea y quieres traducir la idea en algo funcionable, eso, él va a ayudar a este camino y eso también es su pasión. Creo que, yeah, okay, we can move on.
All right, so now we're going to talk a little bit about Unlock Protocol, and this is just an overview. So at the top right, you can see some things here. That I have a little developers, creators, artists, organizers. These are just like different groups of people that sort of use the protocol. And what is Unlock Protocol? So Unlock Protocol is a protocol for creating memberships and recurring subscriptions on chain. And it was founded in 2018 by Julian Genesto. So it is built on Ethereum and it is deployed on the base layer 2 blockchain. Some important things to know about Unlock Protocol is that it's open source and completely decentralized, meaning there's no central authority that controls how the protocol is going or the direction. And it is governed by the DAO, which is called the Unlock Protocol DAO. And the way you govern it is using the up token or the unlock protocol token to create proposals and then make vote on those proposals to determine how the protocol or the direction the protocol goes.
Ok, perfecto. Entonces, Dani dice hey, go back.
I'm back.
No, wait, yeah, now it's back, ok. Lili es como, ¿qué están haciendo los dos? Ok, entonces el protocolo de Unlock es un protocolo para crear membresías, ¿no? Y todas las cosas que discutimos ayer, ¿no? Puedes hacer tus tickets on-chain y puedes hacer certificaciones y muchas cosas más, ¿no? El fundador, Julian Genesto, eh, fundó el protocolo en 2018 y es un protocolo muy enfocado en el ecosistema de Ethereum, pero también tenemos Avalanche y junto creo que tenemos 15 o 14 diferentes redes de blockchain en que puedes deployar tu proyecto. El protocolo, como mencionamos ayer, es de código abierto, es open source y es completamente descentralizada, ¿no? Entonces, toda la gobernanza y las reglas, cómo funciona el protocolo, son abajo del control de la organización descentralizada y más preciso, los dueños de los tokens de app. Con eso sí podemos proposear y también votar en chain, en el nivel de blockchain, sobre la gobernanza del protocolo. Ya, puedes continuar. You can continue.
Thank you. So right now we're going to talk about some use cases for Unlock Protocol, and it's so diverse. The protocol is so diverse that you can do so many different things with it. And some of the popular use cases are for certifications. You can create time-bound memberships and subscriptions. You can customize the type of memberships or subscriptions you want to create, and you can also do create referrals systems. So over here we have memberships. I basically divided it into four broad use cases. So you can use it for creating memberships, and what the type of memberships you can do is time bound. So what that means is the membership that you create is not like open till infinity. It's constrained by a certain period of time. So once that time elapses, the membership is expired. So you can also use it to sell access to your content, services, or products. So if you are some kind of business person, creator, artist, and you have content, or you have product, or you have services that you render, you can use Unlock Protocol to sell access to those things and cut out things like middlemen that can maybe have a decent number of fees that they charge from you. So you can also create referral programs, which I talked about a little earlier. But the protocol has baked in it a way for you to create referrals, a referral system where if someone were to uh, refer someone to buy your product, your service, or your maybe access to your content or your membership, you can specify how much commission that they are going to get. And so with that, you're able to sort of create a sales force without really doing too much just by using the protocol. So another use case is for subscriptions, which involves usually recurring. It's a sort of membership, but this is more recurring, and so people have to come back and pay over a specific period of time. Maybe it's 2 months, maybe it's quarterly, maybe it's yearly. But the point is that after a period of time has passed, it will automatically trigger for people to like make a purchase, or it will expire and they will need to renew. And so Unlock Protocol is perfect for those types of use cases or systems. And you can make it one time, or you can specify some of the conditions to which the memberships can trigger. So you can, that's the third point that I'm actually highlighting on. So you can create programs with customized pricing, duration, and terms. And then the next bit is certifications, which is for like sort of like attesting, or kind of like saying someone has done something or has the expertise to do something. And so maybe you have some kind of institution, it's educational, or maybe it's skill based, and people come to your institution or your service to learn something. And once they have the expertise, you can use Unlock Protocol to issue certifications to them to say this person truly knows what it is that they're saying or that they're doing. And having it on chain means it's something that is resistant to fraud, because a lot of times people can fake or make fake fraudulent certifications. But when it's on chain, it's easy for anybody to go and verify the source and the truth and authenticity of your certifications. So that's a really important use case. And of course, the last but not least is events ticketing. And so Unlock Protocol allows you to sell tickets to your events and receive payments directly without middlemen easily. This takes just a couple of minutes, and you'd be able to create a an event which you can sell tickets to. So these are some of the popular use cases. That it's not all, it's also used for things like gaming. If you are a gamer or you build games or you're interested in doing that, you can use Unlock Protocol as in-game items such as NFTs that are tradable or not tradable if that's not what you want, but you want it to be able to be verified or used in some way outside of the game. You can create those types of systems with Unlock Protocol. Stella, over to you.
Ay, 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 eso es mucho. Entonces, esos son los cuatro casos de usos más frecuentes, son las membresías, ¿no? Las suscripciones, las certificaciones y los ticketings para los eventos. Pero como Dani mencioné, eso no son todos los casos de uso, y también hay algunos detalles específicos, como por ejemplo, las membresías pueden estar válidas para un tiempo específico. No son membresías para, no sé, toda tu vida, ¿no? Pero tú como creador de estos contratos puedes decidir cuánto tiempo es su tiempo válido en el nivel de blockchain, ¿no? Como Dani me mencioné también, las certificaciones en nivel de blockchain te protegen por el fraude, ¿no? Algunos de cosas criminales, lo mismo con los ticketings de los eventos. Y bueno, las suscripciones tienen lo mismo, ¿cómo se llama? Advantage, tienen lo mismo beneficio, ¿no? En que tú puedes decidir exactamente cuánto tiempo están activos y cuál es el pago, ¿no? Es muy customizable como nosotros hablamos ayer. Ok.
All right. So, here we are for the showcase. Stella, I'm not sure how to do this. What's the best way? Because these are links, and maybe I can paste them in the chat or something. Uh, Let me see. How do I, if I should click on that, I can copy the link
Yeah, you
and
can send the link here and
yeah,
I
let
can
me
share with
just grab them. So, you guys can just check these links out. The first is the Unlock Protocol Showcase, which has a lot of different applications. And the next one is an application that I built with Unlock Protocol using the smart contracts. So that when we get into the hands-on session, I'm just going to touch a little bit on, I'm going to touch a little bit more on this on a high level too, but there are different ways that you can build on the protocol. So you can do a lot more of smart contract interaction and, building smart contracts, which is a bit more on the technical side, or you can leverage the protocol as is because the protocol itself is a smart contract. And so it's already set for use, but you can build on top of it. You can take the already made smart contracts and then you can create some additional things and extend the functionality of the smart contract. And so some of these applications, like the first one, the DigiToken vendor, is another smart contract that sort of extends the Unlock Protocol smart contract. It uses it in its own contract to do things. So that's one way of building with Unlock. You would create your smart contracts and you would integrate Unlock Protocol and you can extend it. That's a smart contract with superpowers. Or you can just use the Unlock Protocol as is and just create or build your business or service around all of the existing features that the smart contract has. So I've shared all the links. Maybe you can try to talk a bit about that because it's not really on the slide, but I suppose you might be able to just get the point across.
Yeah, that sounds like a good idea. Okay, so Dani explicó que hay bastante diferentes, bueno, no casos de uso. ¿Cómo se llama? Approach, Lillian. Ahora tengo necesidad para el vocabulario. Lillian,
Eh,
¿estás?
what you say?
Approach, like how to approach something.
Enfoques, diferentes enfoques de casos de uso de ambos.
Diferentes enfoques. Ya.
Ujú.
Gracias, gracias. Ok. Entonces, ya. Bueno, él explicó que puedes tener diferentes enfoques como cómo usas el protocolo, ¿no? Puedes utilizar como es, ¿no? Como yo expliqué ayer, puedes crear el checkout URL y puedes implementar este checkout URL como un enlace en tu página web, ¿no? O puedes utilizar contratos en combinación con otros contratos inteligentes que resultan en contratos inteligentes con superpoderes, dice Dani, ¿no? Bueno, y esos enlaces contienen algunas ideas para ustedes, ¿no? Algunos recursos de inspiración, cómo puedes utilizar el protocolo. Y ya, vamos. Let's go, Dani. Let's go into it.
All right. So thank you very much. And moving on. So here we are in the hands-on session, and this is where we're going to be doing some actual coding and building. And so this is intended to be more of a follow along. So maybe not everyone can follow along, but it would be good to have some of you following along so that you would get the results. Or if you don't get the results, we would try to see why you're not getting the same results. But in order to do this, there are tools. In order to build on Unlock Protocol, there are certain tools and resources that you need to know about and utilize depending on where you are as a developer. So if you are already an experienced developer and you know how to use the protocol, some of these things might not be necessary for you, or depending on what you're trying to build, you might not need some of them, but it's important for you to know about all of them. And so we have this page here, which has some of the tools and resources. And obviously, the most important place for you to go is the Unlock Protocol documentation, which is that one. When you click on it, I'm going to copy this and share it in the chat. So when you click on this, it takes you to the Unlock Docs, which has so many useful information on how to use the protocol. It has some guides and some videos, as well as some starter templates to work with. So we're not really going to go talking about the documentation here, but it's very useful for you to check it out. And I'm just going to go over some of these tools and resources so that if you're building, you would know the things that you have available to you so that you can utilize that to your best advantage. So after the documentation, we've got some very useful things. We have this Locksmith API, and what that is a service that is hosted by the Unlock team, and that allows you to do a variety of functionalities that kind of make your life easier as a developer. So there's a bunch of things that the Locksmith API has, and you can look at the API documentation here in the docs. So when you get to this page, there's this, and there's so many different things that you can do, and it shows you how you can call this API. But it gives you information like this one here. The name is add event to collection. And what this allows you to do is use the unlock unlock protocol infrastructure, or in the unlock protocol events website, which is a convenience app that was created by the Unlock Labs team for people that want to create event ticketing using Unlock easily. It would be able to add an event to your collection. You would be first, you can create a collection, an event collection, which is a nice little feature that they added. And so you can add an event to your collection by calling this API here. This is the API. I'm sorry, Stella, can you guys see this link? Or because I know I'm sharing the presentation, but I was talking about the documentation website, and I just realized I may not actually be sharing that screen.
Yes, we can see the screen that you've been
Oh,
sharing.
great. Sorry.
Mhm.
Oops, I went too far ahead. And yeah, okay. So this this is like the API URL that you call. These are the arguments or the parameters that you use. And over on this side, you have the different languages and how you can call it for those languages. So you have the curl, which is using like the terminal to call it. And then there's Dart, Go, HTTP. And if you use this slider, you can see some other languages. So it's really very broad. There's the Java, JavaScript, Kotlin, or whichever programming language you're comfortable with. You can just select that and it's going to show you how to call the Locksmith API in that programming language. And then the other one is, one second. Another one is subgraphs. So subgraphs, I don't know how many of you know the graph, but the graph is an indexing service for the blockchain. And what that allows you to do is it indexes smart contracts when you create what is known as a subgraph. So if you are one of the types of builders that might want to create your own smart contract, you realize calling your smart contract for information is pretty hard, especially as time goes on and you start to do different transactions. You would realize that if you want to find something that has happened maybe 2 months ago with a lot of blockchain transactions, it becomes a very big problem for you to like query the blockchain and all that data when it keeps producing blocks and that block is so far behind. And so this graph creates this indexing service that you can create a subgraph that will allow you to index your smart contract, all of the transactions that happen, and that would allow you to search for something from your contract in a very efficient and quick way. And so the Unlock Labs team has already created subgraphs for the Unlock protocol contracts for all the networks that they support. And so if you were to go to this link, you would be able to see the production networks that are supported: Ethereum, Optimism, BNB, Gnosis, and so much more. And so you can get the subgraph URL for this. So you definitely want to take a look at this if you're going to be, doing something extensive that you want to get quality information about your lock. You would be able to use the subgraphs to do that. And of course, there's the paywall and checkout builder. So this is another thing that the Unlock Labs team has created to allow the community members to sort of use the protocol with a bit more ease. And so typically it's open source and you can do anything you like. You can create your own experience for your users or your community, but they created this paywall and checkout builder so that if you don't really want to do that, you can just go to the Unlock Protocol website and use the checkout builder to create a quick link that you can embed or you can put it in any of your websites, and suddenly that website becomes a a checkout. Like it allows you to now accept payments from a website just by putting this link in there. You can now start earning in crypto and blockchain just by using this. So it's a very useful tool. It's very convenient if you want to do the quick and easy way. And so it's very useful and something that I would recommend you check out if you are trying to do something fast. So I'll copy that link as well and drop it here in the chat. All of these things can be found in the documentation. So just having the documentation links is is enough for you to be able to find all of this. And the last but certainly not least, because it's really cool, this is a very cool feature that is part of the protocol. And I'm not sure how much people use it, but this is the hooks. And hooks are things that allow you to extend the functionality of something else. So it's kind of like you will attach something at a specific point in time, and then whenever something happens or a trigger, then whatever functionality that you attached, which is the hook, is going to happen. And so there's a bunch of already existing hooks in the unlock protocol that allows you to extend the functionality of how a lock works. And with these hooks, really the imagination is the limit, whatever it is you can imagine. So there are different points that they created hooks in the life cycle of a lock. So first off, let's start with the first one, which is on on grant key hook. So when you the way the unlock protocol works, it works with two simple mechanisms. One is a lock, and the other one is kind of what you call a key, just like a padlock. You take the padlock and you use the key to open the lock. And so it uses two contracts to really work together. One of it is the unlock protocol contract. That's what that one is called, is the unlock factory. And then the other one is the public lock smart contract. So the unlock protocol contract is what is responsible for deploying or creating these locks or these padlocks, which we use to lock our content, our service, our products, whatever it is that we want to sell or monetize. We use the lock to lock that. And then the key is what our users or our customers buy to access that content or that product, or open the lock. So this on key grant is a type of way you give the key to your users. So there are two ways that you can give the key to your customers. So you can either have them buy it, or they will purchase it, or you can grant them a key for free. So this on grant key hook, which is the first one here, is whenever you decide to grant them a key, meaning you're giving them a key for free, what should happen. So if you create a special hook for this thing, anytime you decide to give them a key for free, something will happen. And whatever you want to happen is what will happen when this hook is called. So that's the first one. And then there's on key extended hook. And so when you are granting the key, you can specify the duration that you're giving them. So let's just say a good use case to understand this is trials. Let's say you have a membership, like you have a subscription, maybe you're an artist, and so a bunch of songs. I'm talking about a music artist. So you have a bunch of songs on your website. And so what happens is when fans or people that want to listen to your music come to your website, excuse me, gotta take a little bit of water.
That's actually pretty good. You're drinking a little bit of water, because I will not be able to repeat all of this. um, so, entonces, Dani explicó muchos diferentes tipos de herramientas que tienes con Unlock Protocol, ¿no? Hay variedades de herramientas que puedes utilizar para desarrollar tu propio producto o tu propia aplicación, y algunas están quizás un poco más complejo para utilizar y otros un poco más fácil, pero hay en el chat el enlace para ver las diferentes herramientas muy bien. Puedes utilizar Google Translate, ¿no?, para traducir al español. Y bueno, los detalles, gracias a Lilian, tenemos una grabación. Entonces podemos utilizar también la grabación para revisitarlo cuando hay dudas. Ok.
Wow, I am shocked you were able to break all that down into maybe 30 seconds.
No, I didn't, because it's really hard to repeat it exactly. So I
Oh yeah.
focused on explaining that there are different types of tools people can use in Unlock to develop their own things. Some of them are a little bit more complex, and others maybe might be a little bit more easy for beginners to use, but that they should make sure to check it out on the website that you linked, and they should use Google Translate and also the recording of this session to revisit in case they have doubts. And of course, they can ask us and you.
All right, perfect. That's really good. So, just to touch on these hooks, because these ideas, what you can do with these hooks, they can really ignite ideas around use cases and different things that people might want to do. So that's why I'm just like taking the time to go over a few of the important ones. I'm not going to spend time on all of them, but the next one I want to touch on is the on key purchase hook. So this is whenever your customer, so what we were talking about before is there are two ways that you can give your customers access to your content. So the first is by them purchasing it, so they will have to buy it. And then the second one is you grant them, you give them the access for free. And when you give them that access, you can specify a period of time that they would have it for. And so you can decide to use that for trials where people will come to your website or something, and then you give them access for maybe 1 week. And after that, they have to now make a purchase. So anytime, maybe for some reason, you might also have a bonus sort of campaign where if the new customers or users they do a certain thing, they can extend their trial for maybe another 2 days. And so this hook is what is fired whenever there's an extension. So on key extend, you get that you get that uh, hook fired out. And then on key purchase hook is the one that happens when there's a purchase. So whenever your customer buys from you, this is the one that is going to fire. And so you can set some certain things to happen whenever there's a purchase. And this one is whenever there's a cancel. So maybe the user doesn't want to cancel. Sorry, they don't want to subscribe anymore. You can set a hook to notify you or send an email or whatever. So whenever there's a cancel, this fires up. This this also happens when there's a renewal. So what if there's a renewal, the key also extends. And so if your customer renews their subscription, for instance, it's kind of like an extension. And so this can also be fired whenever that happens. So that's the hooks that we're going to touch on. You can visit the documentation to check out more. And so what we would like to do with the workshops, and we have today and tomorrow to do that, is we're going to go over some of the important things, the concepts in Unlock, which is deploying a membership contract, token gating your content. So you would restrict access so that customers that haven't subscribed to your membership, or they don't have the key to your lock, they can't see the content, while those who have the key can see it. And then we're going to also touch on how to set up a way for them to make purchase, how you can sell your memberships, and then management. So these are like, maybe you want to have a manager in your system, in your organization, where you would give them access to be able to manage your locks or your memberships. How would you do that with Unlock Protocol? So what that would mean is you would make the person a manager of your lock, and this one is granting access, which is the free type of membership that I talked about, how you would be able to just grant a key to someone when they didn't pay for it. So these are like the basic actions that you can take with the protocol. It's obviously not all, but these are like the popular ones. And with these fundamental actions, you can build very complex applications and use cases once you understand how you can deploy your lock, how you can token gate access, how you can make purchases and grant keys and make lock managers. So with that, we can now get into the actual. Oh, I saw Stella, you have your hand up.
Yes. Lilian, ¿cuánto más tiempo tenemos? Lilian, ¿estás? Lilian? I know. ¿Dónde está Lilian? Danny, do you know how much time you actually have
Hi,
left?
Stella. How's it
Ah,
going?
I have
Hi.
12 minutes.
Yeah, so I think we should focus on one thing only because we already spent a lot of time on explaining the protocol and the different options. So the question is, quizás podemos preguntar a la gente que están atendiendo este evento que quieren verlo. I just asked if we can ask the people who are here if they can tell us what they would like to see.
Perfect.
So now we're waiting. We're waiting.
Ahí, por
Yeah, cool.
ejemplo, Esther tenía unas preguntas con respecto al pago, siendo que se refería al payroll y checkout,
Yeah.
pero es más que todo el pago es un fee cuando se usa el protocolo, ¿no? Más que como un gas fee para poder generar la membresía o el ticket, lo que se requiere.
No, no, es solo el gas fee. Nada más. Eso es. ¿No? Como yo mencioné ayer, cuando vendes algo sobre el protocolo, solamente cuando se venda algo, en este momento el protocolo saca 1%. Eso es, nada más, ¿no? Y cuando generas algo libre, por ejemplo, un evento libre, para la gente pueden atenderlo, no cuesta nada, solamente cuesta el gas en el nivel de blockchain, pero nada de costo a nosotros. Nada.
Por ejemplo, si quisieran, si se va a utilizar ya, digamos, ofreciéndolo a un tercero o a una persona, pues, o sea, que sí se le vaya a cobrar, ¿nos sirve esa parte de paywall en checkout?
Refieres como, por ejemplo, cuando pagas con una tarjeta de crédito aquí, normalmente te sacan 3%, ¿no?
Ok.
Algo así. ¿Refieres a
Sí,
eso?
pues sí,
Ya,
o sea, que no se utilice gratis, sino que ya se le vaya, cuando vaya a utilizar el contrato, ya se le cobre.
sí.
O nos cobra a
Un,
nosotros por lo, ok,
pero solamente cuando vendes algo, ¿no? Cuando es
ok.
algo libre. Por ejemplo, tienes 3 niveles de membresías, ¿no? Uno libre y 2 pagados por diferentes niveles de pago, ¿ya? Entonces, el libre no cobramos nada, obviamente, ¿no?
Ujú.
Porque es algo libre, para qué estás utilizando. Pero sí, cuando ganas, no sé, 10 dólares, ¿no? USDC, por ejemplo, en este momento el protocolo saca automáticamente 0.01 USDC de
Ok.
ganas.
Como la comisión,
No es como comisión tampoco, es más como
el gasto
no es el gas, es para nosotros podemos ofrecer ese servicio como libre, ¿no? Para nosotros siempre es un costo, ¿no?
sí,
La página web es un costo, el mantenimiento de los contratos es un costo, el desarrollo del protocolo es un costo, ¿no? Entonces no sé, son algunas mil de dólares cada mes, ¿no?
sí.
Y con esto 1% intentamos para cubrir este costo. Realmente no funciona porque es solamente 1%, pero eso es la idea al menos.
Ah, ok, la entendí.
¿Sí ayuda? ¿Ayudo?
Sí, sí.
Ok. ¿Y quieres ver algo específico que explicó Dani? Quizás teniste la oportunidad para verlo, la documentación ayer, ¿no? ¿Quieres preguntar un caso específico, quizás? Porque tiene ahora 7 minutos más para mostrar algo.
Con la API podemos conectar, digamos, los servicios de Unlock a una web que tengamos, ¿cierto?
¿Esta puedes repetir?
Con la API, el Locksmith
¿Ya?
API,
¿Ya?
podemos conectarlo o sea, nos da la conexión con Unlock para tener los
Bueno,
servicios de Unlock desde
buena
una página web.
pregunta. Voy a preguntar a Dani un rato. Déjame un segundo. Dani, Esther has a question. She's asking with the Unlock API, the Locksmith API, they can directly connect with the protocol. Is this how it works? Will you say yes?
Um, I don't think you can deploy a lock with the protocol. Let me just quickly check the API to confirm that. It's more or less like additional services type things that they
Oh,
provide with
I
that,
see.
but you can't really deploy a lock. So I'm just checking that to be sure. You
So,
can save your metadata information for your logs, like the images, the URIs. You can get metadata ticketing information from like the events platform, the certifications platform. You can get keys. So you can get information, but you can't really deploy lock. I don't see anything about deploying lock. You can see, looking at the API, there's metadata information. It's more informational and saving things like invites and things like that, but you can't really deploy contracts with the API. They
okay, so
have the
how
unlock JS. They have
this is
unlock JS.
this is how you deploy the unlock JS?
Yes, this is unlock JS. Let me
Okay.
share the link to
Okay,
that
esta
one.
tengo la respuesta, yo creo. A
Sí,
ver.
le entendí, le entendí, le entendí.
Ah,
Tranqui.
tú entendiste. ¿Por qué estoy aquí? Muy bien, muy bien. Entonces, ya,
Gracias.
con Unlock.js puedes deploy el contrato, ¿no? Y con el API puedes cambiar los valores. También puedes cambiar los valores en un blockchain scanner, ¿no? Eso también funciona. Cuando conectas con la misma billetera, sí puedes también utilizar todas las funcionalidades. Ya, ¿esta? Te
Vale,
vi.
gracias.
De nada, de nada. Ok, ¿alguien más? Yo vi Candelaria, Zamora tenía la pregunta también sobre el porcentaje. Sí, es 1%, ¿no? Bueno, es lo más barato posible, en la verdad. ¿Tienes algunas preguntas más? Ok, Dani, creo que I think you're done unless you have more to show. I guess 4 more minutes you have now. I'm sorry.
So maybe I'll just use that to like lay up what tomorrow would be like. I That would be good, right?
Yeah, I think so.
We still have a session tomorrow, right?
Yes, still session
Okay.
tomorrow.
So
Maybe wait 1 second. Maybe Lillian, you can ask the community what they want to see tomorrow. Like they
yeah.
should have like their right tomorrow they should have their hackathon projects more or less figured out what they want to do. So the question is like, how can Danny be most helpful to the
Mhm.
attendees? I think that would be good, right?
And I was also working on a template for Next.js, a Next.js template with unlock and privy, so that it will be easy for people that want to build stuff like with like a basic foundation that's already there with some unlock ready set up.
That sounds great. And I think Esther already, yeah, she said super. So she's excited.
Okay. Yeah, so I'm just gonna wrap that up tonight. I would have had it ready for this session, but it wasn't fully complete, and I didn't want to deliver it when it's not complete. So definitely it's gonna be ready for tomorrow, and if I can get it ready before the workshop, I'll get it to you, Lillian, so that if they want to play around with it and come with questions based on that to the session, so that we can really just focus on the problems and how we can help them using whatever it is they're trying to build with it, then we can do that. So yeah, that's what I have to wrap up the session.
Yeah, that sounds good to me. Also, the template is great. I'm just saying this one more time in the chat. I don't know if Lillian is here. I think Lillian is torn between two sessions, probably. But sounds good to
Hi,
me.
Stella.
Oh, here you
Hola.
are.
Sorry.
No worries. Can you maybe get to the attendees until tomorrow, I don't know, midday, and just ask what they are building, so we have a little
Okay.
bit of an overview and we can actually consult them, because you can build so many things with Unlock. And the cool thing about Unlock is that these smart contracts will be yours, right? Which no one else is offering so far, to be honest. And yeah, just make sure that they understand like how can they really make use of it the best way possible for their own projects.
Ok, ok. Ya, chicos, vamos a dejar la sesión igual acá. Voy a pasar una encuesta a quienes ya tienen sus equipos. Mañana vamos a tener un workshop último de AMLO, pero ya queremos que vengan con sus propuestas, ¿no? ¿Qué es lo que están haciendo? ¿En qué podríamos ayudarles? De hecho, la sesión de ayer que quedó grabada también en el YouTube de Women Biz está cómo podemos construir o cómo podemos usar Unlock de forma que no utilice código, ¿no? Es como utilizas la interfaz de Unlock y en base a eso reclamas tu certificado, tu ticket, etcétera. Entonces, eso pueden usarlo como también la parte que le mostramos hoy día con Dani es ya un poco entrar en activar el API, de que su página web esté integrado, no necesiten la página de Unblock, sino que utilicen el API, que es este caminito para que puedan conectar a su proyecto. ¿Ok? Entonces, sí, ya, claro, para poner el enlace en tu página directamente y que los clientes que ustedes tengan puedan entrar en su página web y no entrar ya acá en Unlock, porque si no ya estaría integrado más que todo. Entonces, chicos, los dejamos para que vayan terminando sus proyectos. De hecho, recuerden que el viernes tienen que entregarlo en la mañana. Así que gracias, Estela. Thank you so much, Dani, for joining us today. It was a really nice session. Y bueno, mañana la idea es que, bueno, chicos, ya puedan traer sus dudas. Anoten todas las dudas que tengan, revisen el material que les ha compartido Estela. Ahí está también detallado, tenemos la grabación. Si tienen cualquier duda, escríbanos. Vamos a estar atentos al chat. ¿Ok? Entonces,
Thank
mañana
you.
la sesión va a ser, tomorrow's sessions will be to talk about if the people have any questions, and they can do it, Dani and
Awesome.
Estela. Okay.
Sounds
All
good
right.
to
Thank
me.
you for having me.
Gracias,
Yeah,
Lilian. Gracias, Dani.
gracias a ustedes.
Gracias, Stella. Gracias, Lillian.
Gracias. Chao, chao. Bye.